Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to lose, or you find a way to win. But Ryan Garcia, let me tell you something, man. Oscar De La Hoya, he has connections to the WBC. Mr. Suleiman out there, I don't care what you say, Oscar De La Hoya has connections. He makes things happen when it comes to anything in Mexico. And Ryan Garcia was calling out Isaac Cruz. I get Isaac Cruz is rated or ranked in some of these different organizations. Ryan Garcia is ranked. But for that to come together so quickly, for Ryan Garcia now to be in line to get put on fire by Isaac Cruz, and then the winner of that go on to be the mandatory for Haney Kambosos, just a little fishy, right? But it is what it is. I think it's good for boxing, but it's amazing how certain fighters get put in certain positions, right? It's just amazing how these things just fall out the air. But it is what it is. So now Ryan Garcia is inching really close to his first title shot. The WBC, you know what De La Hoya is influencing, ordered a lightweight title eliminator between Garcia and Pitbull Cruz. And let me tell you something, man. I personally think Isaac Pitbull Cruz is just the wrong person for any of these 130, 135, 140 pounders to be in the ring with. This man is a problem. He is a problem, and I just don't, I just don't think Ryan Garcia stands a chance against him. Ryan Garcia is powerful. He's tall. He's got power in that left hand. But you see, when Ryan Garcia was with Eddie Reynoso, I would give him a better chance. Now he's with Dan Goossen. I don't give Ryan Garcia a chance in hell to do anything with Pitbull Cruz. Ryan Garcia has a height advantage. I'm not going to say he has a speed advantage. But Ryan Garcia can't fight long the whole fight. Ryan Garcia, he has to correct all the mistakes he recently made when he fought the African fighter, the fighter from Ghana. He has to figure that out. Ryan Garcia went in there. He went in there, excuse me, by the way, and just tried to be Canelo. High guard, walk him down. But Ryan Garcia had his chin up way high in the air. And if he gets in there with trying to impose that style on Pitbull Cruz, Ryan Garcia is going to get knocked out. I say the first round, Ryan Garcia gets knocked out cold. He can try to come behind that left hook, but Cruz is so short. He's so compact. His defense is so tight. Ryan Garcia is not going to be able to just get those shots off. And I get it. Ryan Garcia has that Amir Khan, that young Amir Khan type hand speed. You got to give him that. But he doesn't have the Amir Khan type IQ. And I think being with Joe Goossen is just a problem. When these fighters bounce from trainer to trainer, and then when you have this sense of entitlement like Ryan Garcia, that's a recipe for disaster. Because Joe Goossen, this is the thing. When you get somebody who comes over to you, and you have let's say a superstar, right? Excuse me, it's late, man, but I got to get this video in before I go lay down. When you get a superstar like Ryan Garcia who comes over to you, and they want to make you the head trainer, you don't want to burn a bridge. So a lot of these guys won't come and just basically tear them all the way down. If that's what needs to happen, then you need to do it. And then start to build with those natural attributes that they have that you don't really need to touch. Like Ryan Garcia has speed. Ryan Garcia has, pretty good feet when he wants to use them. But as far as Ryan Garcia not really using a jab, not throwing the combinations, just lunging in with that wild left hook because he has a strong left hand, but because he watched Canelo do pop shot opponents and walk him down, break him down mentally, and then going for the kill. Ryan Garcia is not that fighter. He's not Canelo. And he's going to learn an extremely valuable lesson when he gets in there with a violent opponent like Pitbull Cruz, Pitbull Cruz is probably, licking his chops right now, thanking the powers that be for this opportunity. So just think about Ryan Garcia and where he was when he started training with Reynoso. The highlight reel knockouts he was getting. Left Reynoso and came over there with Joe Goosen. Joe Goosen didn't correct Ryan Garcia keeping his hands low. He didn't correct him with not tucking his chin. He didn't correct him to make sure he fights long, make the fight easy. He didn't correct any of that. He just basically let Ryan Garcia go in there and do what he wants. Now, some may say, well, that's because of who he had in front of him. Nah, man. Who he had in front of him clipped him a couple times. Just needed a little bit more power. He would have, to me, he would at least got the knockdown. But I'm not going to edit none of these Johns out the video because I'm human. But with a guy like Pitbull and Ryan Garcia, they have to know that they can't go in there and use that same approach. But I don't think Joe Goosen has the strength, because he doesn't want to risk losing the fighter, to say, like, you know what? I understand what you want to do as a fighter, but I'm the trainer, so it's my way or the highway. Because Ryan Garcia has proven to take the highway. He doesn't have a problem with leaving the highway if he's not the show pony. You know what I'm saying? If he's not the focal point. It's like when he was over there with Canelo. Ryan Garcia felt like there wasn't enough time for him, and he's important, and he has just as big of a profile than Canelo, if not bigger, and he's a superstar. And he deserves all the same attention that Canelo's getting. You hold your horses, Mr. Garcia. Listen, there's no way in the world anyone goes over into the Eddie Reynoso camp and gets more attention than Canelo. Impossible. Impossible. It's not happening, man. Reason for that, one, the obvious. Because damn Canelo. Two, particularly Eddie Reynoso and Canelo, that's like his nephew, man. Canelo made Eddie Reynoso into what he is, and Eddie Reynoso and his dad made Canelo into what he is. So you can't dare come over there and think that I'm going to force Eddie Reynoso to pick. That's simple. You don't have to pick because he never even contemplated putting you above Canelo. You come in, he's going to give you all the time in the world that you can handle, but you're inconsistent, okay? So now Ryan Garcia, he bounced from the Reynoso camp, he's over to Joe Goosen, where he can be inconsistent. And I just think that's the worst move that he can make. That worst move that he made now that he's going into this fight with Pitbull Cruz. So y'all can say goodbye to Ryan Garcia fighting anybody. Ryan Garcia is about to become a gatekeeper. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's not a phenomenal fighter. I'm just saying they're putting him in there with a killer. They about to Adrian Broner him. Adrian Broner Maidana. That's what's about to happen. Ryan Garcia's career is never going to be the same. I'm about to do a video on that too. It's not going to be the same. I don't know why they're doing that to him. But this is the thing, right? It's possible that either Garcia or Cruz, they decide not to proceed with the fight. And a matchup between the two, especially so anticipated with that title shot on the line, just kind of goes out the window. So I don't know why somebody wouldn't take the fight, but if someone backed out of this fight, I bet you it'd be Garcia. I bet you it'd be Garcia. He backed out of that Tank fight, didn't he? He's had all these ongoing negotiations with different fighters. And he backed out of those fights. You can say, oh, well, he was trying to fight Pacquiao or whatever. But bottom line is, he backed out of fights. So Garcia is still saying he's excited. You know, he's on Instagram and always putting stuff on there. He's talking about don't do anything weird to Pitbull Cruz. The only thing weird Pitbull Cruz may do to Ryan Garcia is knock him out cold, and then probably hit him again so hard that he brings him back to life. So he may set a world record in there where you knock somebody out and then hit him so hard again you bring him back too. So we may see We may see some magic in the ring. Pitbull Cruz may become a magician and hocus pocus Ryan Garcia. But the thing about Garcia, just being serious and giving him credit, his career best win was in January 2021 when he stopped Luke Campbell. And Luke Campbell was an Olympic gold medalist. And Luke Campbell almost got Ryan Garcia out of there with that left hand. But Ryan Garcia showed that he's durable, he's resilient, and he came back. Big left hand to the body, and that was all she wrote. Luke Campbell couldn't respond. But you can sit there and talk about Cruz and how he performed against Tank Davis. And he gave Tank Davis a very, very hard fight. And now he's getting ready to go. And he just came off there with Gamboa. Don't really count the Gamboa win, but because we know Gamboa is super chinny. He's not the same that he once was. But it was a kind of electricity you want to see in a boxing match from a prospect that has these high expectations from his promoter, from his team, and from boxing fans. But you can't help but say, right, that Cruz, 23 years old from Mexico, is going to be the stiffest competition for Ryan Garcia that Garcia has ever faced in his career. Stiffer than Luke Campbell. And I'm going to tell you right now. Right? This fight is going to change Isaac Cruz's life. Because I haven't looked. I need to go take a look. I'm not going to do it during this video, man, because I'm tired. I'm about to go to bed. I wonder how many followers Pitbull Cruz has on Instagram. Right? And after he clips Ryan Garcia, it's going to be a devastating knockout. How many followers he's going to pick up. What kind of endorsement deals he's going to get back in Mexico. What type of TV shows and different commercials and just that level of stardom he's going to be kind of catapulted into as a result of this win. Because this isn't just going to be a win like a points decision. This fight is not going the distance. And Ryan Garcia is going to get knocked out. Ryan Garcia can be hurt. He's been hurt a few times. It's just he got with Reynoso and those guys, and they work wonders with him. And then matchmaking too. But Ryan Garcia, very, very, very fortunate to have De La Hoya over there pulling strings for him. It's like 4 yawns in 30 seconds. Have De La Hoya over there pulling strings for him. To have had a chance to work underneath Reynoso and be in that same environment and atmosphere with Canelo. And he was able to absorb a lot of knowledge. But the absorption is going to continue, but it's not going to be anything good when he gets in that ring with Cruz. He's going to be absorbing some hard shots. And I don't think he's going to be able to digest those fists that Cruz are pushing down his mouth. And you guys may be Ryan Garcia fans. I'm a boxing fan, so I'm not biased to one or the other. But I'll sit here and argue with anyone. My stance on this fight. Impossible for Ryan Garcia to go past I said 3 rounds. It's impossible for him to go past 3 rounds. Now, if he fights long, but that's not his style. Jab, jab, 1, 2, 3, turn, jab out of it, come out on an angle, move around. That's not his fight. He may do that the first round. He may get through half of the second round. But Pitbull Cruz isn't going to sit back there. Pitbull Cruz is going to take chances. He's going to want to be great. And he's going to show the judges that he wants to win the fight. And there's no way in the world Ryan Garcia is going to be able to counteract that with anything offensively or defensively, because his defense lacks. Ryan Garcia is all offense. He has a bad habit of leaning in, and he's going to get caught. I'm going to tell you the shot that's going to end the fight. I'm going to tell you right now. And, we can revisit this, if they actually fight, which I'm hoping Ryan Garcia doesn't, pull out. I'm telling you the shot is going to end it. It's going to be a Pitbull Cruz uppercut. It's going to be the uppercut, and then it's going to be a clean-up left hook. I'm telling you. Because Ryan Garcia leans in. Two things he does he hasn't corrected. He fights tall with his chin up in the air, okay? The next thing is he leans in. Horrible thing to do when fighting a shorter opponent that's ferocious like Pitbull Cruz. You can't stand tall and you can't lean in. He's going to get knocked out. Uppercut, it's going to be, that's what I think. Before, boom, 3, pow. That's what it's going to be. Boom, pow. He's going to be out of there. And you see these promoters are in just bad positions right now. You got De La Hoya probably about to, lose Garcia, because Garcia is about to get knocked out by Cruz now. You have Eddie Hearn. We know what happened with AJ. We know what happened with Canelo. You got Floyd. Tank, you don't know what's really happening with him, but he's kind of in a bad position himself. So these three promoters are just in tough positions. Then you have Bob Arum. Bob Arum he's had longevity in the business, but one of his guys who, probably the best boxer today, pound for pound, some people say. Bud Crawford, he's out of there, and they're having issues. $10 million lawsuit. So these promoters right now are all kind of, they're not very happy. And just not sure what the future holds for all these guys, but one thing I know for a fact, and I'm quick to say we're entitled to our own opinions, not our own facts, but I'll go out and say this for a fact. Ryan Garcia is about to get knocked out cold, and he's going to have to learn how to stop, drop, and roll, because Pitbull Cruz is going to put Ryan Garcia's ass on fire with those ferocious punches and that crazy pressure. And that's how I see it. Ryan Garcia better learn how to stop, drop, and roll, because he's going to be set ablaze from the first second of the first round when Pitbull Cruz comes darting across that ring at him, and Ryan Garcia is not going to have an answer. That being said, I hope you liked and enjoyed the video. One more thing, right? The winner of this is supposed to be going on to fight Devin Haney or Kambosos. So if these guys fight, and if they fight, the winner is supposed to go fight Haney or Kambosos. Not sure how that's going to work. They'll be the mandatory anyway, because Kambosos and Haney will have a rematch unless Haney, I don't know how they're working that out, but Haney's supposed to be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 fights or something between them. Some crazy ass contract Top Rank put in there. But anyway, I think definitely there'll be at least 2 fights over there between Kambosos and Haney, because they both are bringing titles, and it is what it is. So not sure what's going to happen if Cruz beats, when Cruz beats Garcia. May have to take a little interim fight and then try to get at Haney or Kambosos, which probably be Kambosos. I think Kambosos is going to win. And then you probably see, we'll see him get his chance. But I think it's some point in time, Isaac Pitbull Cruz is going to be the undisputed champion at 130. I really do. 130, 135, 140. 130, 135, and 140. I can see Pitbull Cruz being the undisputed at all those weights. But that's just my 2 cents in, man. Y'all keep safe. Appreciate the support. Leave your comments below. I'm sure everybody has an opinion on it. And as always, I'm in the breeze.